Yo, can you join my stream, Salim?
Yeah, I can.
Thank you. So in the Quran, right, we're told the often repeated statement, I'm sure you know, that no burdened soul shall bear the burden of another, right? Specifically, in 17:15, it says, whoever is rightly guided is guided only for himself, and whoever goes astray only against himself. No one bearing a burden bears the burden of another, right? But if we go to 16:25 of the Quran, it will tell us a contradicting, like, narrative to this thing that no burdened soul shall bear the burden of another. It tells us that they may bear their own burdens fully on the day of resurrection, and also on top of those will be other burdens, some of the burdens of those whom they led astray without their realizing it, right? Within the often repeated statement, right, that no burdened soul will bear the burden of another is clearly contradicted in this ayah, because we're told that these people are bearing burdens. These people are bearing burdens, and on top of those burdens will be other burdens of those whom they misled. On top of the contradiction of the often repeated statement is also contradicting 17:15, where it says every soul that is rightly guided will be guided only for himself, and every soul that goes astray, right, doesn't matter. He goes astray only against himself, right? And it further proclaims the reason why is because no one bearing a burden bears the burden of another. But 16:25, it contradicts that narrative.
Wait, bro, just leave me alone. Like, I think you can find another person who is more knowledgeable than me. Like, why me?
Salim, why would you want to hang out in a room with a bunch of kafirs if you don't want to discuss about your religion?
No, I was just here to like have a conversation, not about religion.
All right, but will you admit? Will you admit that right now, or before you do research, right, that this that I just gave you is a contradiction, because it tells you that in the Quran, multiple ayahs, that no burdened soul will bear the burden of another, right? It says, and no one bearing a burden bears the burden of another. These people bear burdens, and on top of those burdens will be other burdens that are not theirs, but those whom they led astray. 17:15 says this cannot be so, right? These two statements can't simultaneously be true, right? Because one contradicts the other. It says, whoever is rightly guided is guided only for himself, and whoever goes astray only against himself. No one bearing a burden bears the burden of another. He's left. MashaAllah.
It's amazing, I'm the reason everybody fired up this evening. I'm exhausted, barely breathing, holding on to what I believe in.